So as we're talking about the ergonomics of surfing and the biomechanics of surfing, we're talking about how to alleviate the shoulder strain that we see in older surfing athletes. They start to grind those bones together, the humerus and the glenoid up against the acromion, and all of those tissues underneath wind up becoming fatigued, they become torn, they become inflamed, and guys give up surfing prematurely. So we realize that it's a postural exercise. We have to get our lower thoracics to roll our rib cage back, get our head and chest up off of the board so that we're in contact with the board more at the abdomen and rib cage. The way we do that is through some training exercises we talked about. The first series we talked about was called Ironman, and that's like the Ironman character. When you imagine him flying through the air, the head and chest is up, we've got a nice chin tuck, and we've got the hands down at the side. You hold that extended position face down on the floor. You can raise the feet or legs depending on how strong you are. You might as well get the entire back body involved. And you use your breath as your metronome and as your timekeeper. So you start with 5 breaths, you work up to 10, you work up to 15. When you get to your prescribed number of breaths, you get up into a plank. So you go from an extension exercise to a flexor exercises, up on your toes and on your elbows. You hold that for the same amount of breaths. You go back and forth between Ironman and plank. Once you build up your stamina with Ironman and plank, you work into the next phase, and that one is Batman. Batman flies with his arms out to the side. What that does is that moves more body weight anterior, which is going to be harder on those thoracic extensors, especially the lower ones. Remember, you're rocking your rib cage back so that your chest is up. When you move from Ironman to Batman, it gets a lot more challenging. And you repeat the process we described earlier. You start with 5 breaths, use that as your metronome and your timekeeper, and then work up to 10 breaths, maybe 15 breaths, whatever you decide. And again, you break that sequence with planks, with the same amount of breaths. You're building up the front and the back of your trunk by doing so. And you can repeat this. You can do 3 sets of Ironman, 3 sets of Batman, or you can do Ironman to Batman back and forth with planks in between. So this is how you're building up your trunk, and this becomes a stamina building exercise. Again, these are marathon muscles. Postural muscles are strengthening muscles that don't work so much with reps. They work with holding tension. And this is a great way to do it. In our next talk, we'll talk about the third and toughest of all 3 exercises. If you build yourself up to this, you will paddle with excellent form and you will not wear out your shoulders.